What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Finally, Tier 0 has up Ghosts from the Past 2 pre-sales, and I've been very excited to get into this one, so much so, I'm going to do something we don't usually do on the channel. I'm going to be reacting to these prices. Haven't seen them yet. I do have them up over on TCG Player, where not the greatest competition. Instead of 4 sellers, there's now 9, and Aluber's down to $62, $63, with most people at $65, and you have those import cards. You have Halka Fibrax, of course. Odd enough, the card I want to see them price the most is Galaxy Soldier. I'm Hopium on $2 for that lower layered solid value in the set, but we'll see how Tier 0 has lined things up, and let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, okay, there's Ghosts from the Past, and let's show 50 cards at a time, and we'll go price high to low. And what are the ghost rares at? Dark Magician Girl at 786. Also, Blue Eyes White Dragon at the same. They're putting them neck and neck. A lot of people arguing over what would be worth more. I guess they don't have the solid answer on that, as Dark Magician is still like, what, a $700 card, and it went up to $1,200 during its maximum hype. People, I feel like, early in the set will be after Dark Magician Girl, and long-term Blue Eyes should pull ahead. Not a financial advisor channel. I don't know the future prices of cards. This is just speculation off of my observations on the market. Also, Dark Magician Girl has that Worlds version that's uncensored under the Ghost layer, so Dark Magician Girl does have an actual comparable, but that is Omega super hard to get hype. Blue Eyes, though, tends to pull ahead. I feel like these are a bit high. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly does knock it down a bit, but I feel like this is still a bit much early on. Yeah, 750. With the set, the MSRP is up. You're seeing double the ghost, but there's 9 ghosts, so it's still just about as hard to get an individual ghost rare. These will be the most sought after. I don't think there should be any short printing games, but we'll look at mass pull ratios later. Then you have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon over here at 400-ish. Now, a case of Ghost, you should be seeing, what, now about 2 Ghosts in there? Maybe a little more if Konami's being super honest about doubling the amount, since there is another pack. There's 5 more cards. You're spending $20, so it should hopefully be 2.25, but again, we'll pay attention to ratios later. It's probably 2, but I don't have those numbers yet. The cases are actually, I would be getting them sealed to keep sealed, but if there's an average of 2 Ghosts in there, and there's the 9 different ghosts, that's about a, you know, quarter-ish, a little under. It's between 20% and 25% at trying to nail down a Blue Eyes or Dark Magician Girl per case. I personally would like to get it sealed to keep it sealed if I'm going in. I don't think Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon should be the 3rd most. I think it should be Cyber Dragon or something. And Cyber Dragon is next at the exact same price. Okay. And Red Eyes Black Dragon, which is pretty good, but Red Eyes always lets me down in a weird way. Like in the Gold Series, I'm like, oh, Red Eyes, this is pretty obvious, seems like it's pretty good. People will want this holofoil version, and then people just mad slept on it. I could see this bottoming out at 200 to 250, but maybe, again, I might be on the Hopium. Dark Arm Dragon at 327 also feels a bit high to me. So the top end, they're really leading with it, hoping that it is the value. I do think that's pretty good. I thought Red Art Dragon Archfiend might be around 200 due to being a Signer Dragon, that people might be extra after this to complete their Signer Dragon and Ghost collection, but it does feel like one of the lower layered valued Ghost in the set. And then you have Wing Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode, the playable-ish card. Lava Golem quite often gets played over it. And I am Tamias all the way down at 157. Everyone's so harsh on this card. Now, this is what I love to see from Tier 0. Aluber at 45 with, after discount, what'll that be, like 42-ish? I feel that that's a pretty good starting opening price on Aluber. I'm guessing that it's shorted. There are short prints last year and Ghost set. Again, don't have the ratios yet, but I imagine they would follow through and do that again in their spring reprint set. And this year has a lot better value. Oh my gosh, Hulk at 13? Woo! Ah, yeah, okay, that's pretty awesome. They have Hulk over here at near $30, and I was expecting 20. That was my thought. $20 Hulk? Good job. And Borland at 13, blowing the market out. Heat Soul at 13. This is why I love Tier 0. Now, the Ghost, I was starting to get... Tier 0, this ain't gonna be the best videos. But, oh my gosh, they are expecting the Ghost to be that big value, and I think they're misstepping a little. When you have this much lower in value and you still have the chase towards the Ghost, yes, a lot of people are going to bust this open, rip it open, go for the Ghost rares, but I still think there's going to be solid value in these lower layers, and they might be underestimating some of these cards here, especially the demand that will be here for Heat Soul. Heat Soul does another layer for the decks, and you're getting more generic cyber support down the road. Heat Soul is definitely the thing I would be paying attention to, along with Hulk on this pre-sale. That's pretty nice. Ryza is around $9. I figured that it would be like 6, 7, so for a pre-sale, not so bad, especially if you just want to secure it. They do free worldwide shipping over 60 pounds. It's really great for my South American, Central American audience. Shout outs to you guys, as well as even people from Japan. But if you come up over to the top corner, on the right, you can change to US dollars like I have on screen, Canadian, Australian, pound, euro, wherever you live, and see versus your currency, and also see if you qualify for free shipping over 60 pounds, of course. Vision Hero Ferris, a bit high, but you do have Legendary Duelist Season 3 coming. It could even reprint it, hypothetically, but I doubt that they would be doing that. I do wonder where the value in Legendary Duel Season 3 will be. Lapilation at 5, it just got bought out heading into this. I feel like that'll be like $2, maybe. The Vision Heroes, I feel like, could be 5s. Maybe I'm wrong, though, you know. We'll see how that ends up going. You have the Rebellion Dragon at just $5. That's kind of a nice card. 5's pretty good. Sky Cavalry at 4. I figure it'll be like a $2 card, but rank 2 hype, and I'll be talking about that later with the splites. You have Galaxy Soldier at $4. They're on test. I need about 350 after the code, huh, Tier 0. I feel like it's kind of worth, though. I feel like it's one of those cards that'll just creep back up pretty easily to 5, then 6, then 7. And if it doesn't see another reprint for a long time, becomes super solid value. I get why they're onto it. I hope it bottoms out further, but I do feel like, odd enough, maybe it's my fault. People are paying attention to Galaxy Soldier. It's what I was excited to see about. Code Radiator in here gets its ultra rare. It, you know, bottoms out. Fist of the Gadgets value. Feels like they're just solidly going with $4 and shooting towards a lot of those prices. You have the Plunder Patrol ship here at $260, and then it continues to go on from there, and they do different layers and value. So go ahead and look through the pre-sales yourself. My opinion here, the Ghosts seem a bit high, except I do feel like one of these will really be up here, and I feel like Dark Magician Girl will take the lead at first. Blue Eyes will be shortly behind it, though, and I feel like long-term it's the winners. I don't feel like Ultimate Dragon will be in second place, though, behind those two, so third place. I feel like probably Cyber Dragon will have a ton of hype behind it, and then I almost want to give it to RDA, but Red Eyes also, you know, is the classic, is the boomer support, and the most playable one, to be fair, is Sphere Mode here in the lower layer to a degree. So let me know what you think of all the prices so far. Luber, a little bit high to me on the dollar per card set. I could see it being 35, but it is so in demand due to a structure deck right now. Maybe they're just right on the mark. And then some of these seem way, way too low to me. But hey, I'm just market man. What do I know? Over here, looking through Ghost One, I wanted to see how the fallout was over time versus that initial hype. The Sealed is doing well for itself long term. Oh wait, I got the Ghost mixed in here. There's Ghost 1 and Ghost 2. My bad. Professional React and the Market Man channel. Looking through though these Ghost rares, some of them aged very terrible, and we're not in the age of Ghost being invincible, and Firewall Dragon's a modern protagonist card, boss monster. I feel like we're just not in the age of Ghosts being invincible anymore, partly due to those duelist packs also having not the most fire Ghost Crystal Clearwing is pretty neat, and it fell into a line of collectibles, but I think that'll help drag some ghost prices down even more, which is why I like the prospect of the pack sealed long term. But this had no lower value for the most part. You had Evenly Matched, which yes, aged well, and E-Telly, which aged decently, but then other cards just fell out over time. The bottom end of Ghost 2 has a lot more to offer outside just the Ghost Rares. This year it really felt like a March reprint set. I would say I only like, in recent history, Dual Overload more than this, I would feel. And there's a ton of dual sets. I think I got the name right. It's not Dual Devastator's the $40 MSRP, and they'll have Ash Blossom, that stuff. You had Dual Power, a different March reprint set. Dual Overload had Hulk originally, had all of the Link Frames imports, had, you know, Reaching had Mega Pack reprints. This feels a bit reminiscent of that, but with Ghost Rares, it could be maybe the best March reprint set in a very long time. The main thing it's missing is a staple-ish card to really rip open and hunt for. But you have the Ghost Rares and compensations. It still hits the check mark of playability. You have a Luber. You have some great reprints in the bottom end of this set. And then you have collectability and the Ghost Rares. And then the casuals, you know, you do get new cards. You do have imports. It has something, I feel like, for pretty much everyone, but yeah, a staple would have made this the super home run, where Dual Overload in theory gets ahead on the set, but the collectible in the set is still very, very, very nice. Now, speaking of Heat Soul, why I think it has a lot going for it, I'm seeing stuff like the video game promo versions of Microcoder, as well as Signet Codec, start to go up and off of the market. You know, the nicer version, the Holo. We're seeing this start to just creep on up there over time, and the same can be said for the Ultra Rare Microcoder. There is a super rare version, but it is now $4. You're not breaking the bank or anything like that for these versions, but they could be like 8s, 10s very soon. And I do think we'll see a lot of Code Talker profiles. I know Coder, ironically, does like the deck a good amount, and it's nice to finally get Heat Soul here. So the fact that there's, you know, heating up in the market due to Heat Soul, all the puns we can make, well, it is showing a level of hype that it is arriving here, and people are on the deck. Now, to hand trap generic goodness, Ghost Bell, I pointed this out not too long ago, and it's pretty much up double from there. It is skyrocketing in price and going out on all of its quantities. It's crazy, but it's all the Ghost Girls getting targeted, even the not-so-great ones. Ghost Ogre has been played a ton in the format, though pretty good right now. And you can see even on, like, the Secret Rare, the graph is just consistently headed straight up on her, but stuff like Ghost Mortar and Moonlit Chill not seeing so much play. The Secret Rare version, while the, you know, Starlight's kind of chill, well, you have all these Korean version sellers here, and then it starts at like 44, 45, 47 bucks, where people bought this out to the tune of up to $30. Eternity Code was shorted as a set and had that dual release, though, and we never got unlimited versions of these cards, so do keep that in mind. But then looking at Spooky Dogwood, same thing, market price, 12 bucks, sales not too crazy over that to 15, but bought out to the tune where first edition lowest now is 23 to 25 bucks. This definitely is not seeing the most amount of play anywhere and has the least versions of printing, I think, of any Ghost Girl as a whole. It does have the Lart, though. I think it's just really weird to me how we're seeing every single Ghost Girl get bought out for different reasons. Like Ghost Reaper got some whispers of, oh, if this is a tier 0 format, oh, Ghost Reaper's gonna come back. You know, you'll see that it'll finally be good once again. And I think her first editions are around 24, 25 once again. Oh, 18s, excuse me, as low as 18 to 20, where it's cooling back down after you see market price 20 and people were buying into that hype. And now they see it's not so tier 0-ish as they might have thought it would be. Hang in, you're in for a long market watch, but I'll try to keep it speedy. There's the new Earth Charmer Gal out in the OCG, and something to pay attention to might be the Starlight win. If they continue to give all the Charmers Starlights, this becomes a secondary kind of collectible. I think it'll be behind the Link Charmer. She also has that generic potential search kind of hype that people are talking about in my Discord, but I do think it would be smart to pay attention to this Starlight, because if she gets confirmed for a Starlight, and even before that you might have some speculation, you could see Win moving a bit, as that line would be collectible and somewhat playable. But you also have Infinitrax going up earlier due to the Therions and mixing in and people hyping this up for upcoming. You see that Harvester has stabilized up in price for its Secret and its Ultra, and people were paying attention to the Earth Machine engine, and now people are looking at Earth genericness due to this release. We'll pay attention to the market and see how that goes, but be aware this was already up. We were talking on Twitter about cards that didn't have a reprint for a long time, and Heart Earth was mine, what has been overshadowed by Araneos, and I noticed the Ultra first editions and like there almost no unlimiteds on the market, period, but the first editions are like 45, and then the first and the ultis not too far ahead of that at like 56 right here for the lowest listing. And then you do have them in the 60s for the most part after that. But I feel like when I'm looking at these, that's not too far apart. And then the Ghost Rares, not really too far from that either for, say, a first edition. I know the Ghost Rare market is kind of chilling out, and most people want to see one in person rather than getting, you know, it's slightly scratched up, but you called it near mint, and the arguments online you could have there. But the first edition's at like 91, 95, 96, and that's pretty far under market price for what it is. So it's been chilling out for some time. It's just really interesting to me how close to these all are together, despite not having a reprint and being one of those missing the train. It's coming up on a decade of no reprint. Come next January, a whole 10 years if they don't reprint it this year. But yeah, we were looking through, talking with the Discord on those kinds of things, and there will be one more after this from that conversation. Splight! The deck with level 2s. I've been deep in the Synchro event on Master Duel, and Hopbeard Squadron only has 2 printings. The rare is still $1 on a market price, which I didn't know. And it's a common you should be picking out a bulk, which I did figure, but I didn't feel had solid value, but yet it does. And looking through the level 2 stuff, this could throw up a Herald on your opponent's field depending on what you activate throughout the turn with Splites. Splites mostly restrict you for the rest of the turn when you activate an effect, so you could start your turn out making the Herald on board and having, you know, that negate as well as banish Floodgate out there. But yeah, the wording allows you to do it and then still activate your other cards throughout the turn as you would want. So let me know about this. This is just some player brain 5-head stuff from the Synchro event mixing into my content, but also a card I didn't know was worth $1 for the rare. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And have you been, oh, I've been slowly getting the Hopbeard Squadrons. This will be $5 someday. Why are you blowing up my spot? Or that's ridiculous. No way is it going to be played with that. Let me know what you think about teching that, maybe. That's part, player brain gets you in trouble with the market sometimes. Right? And then finally, we were on this thread, and then, you know, somebody comes in, Cup of Ace only has 1 printing, and I'm like, and no one's rushing for it though. The graph says otherwise. Casual cards definitely got a re-spotlight thanks to Master Duel, and you know, those memories and fun cards and all that stuff. I didn't know this only had 1 printing. I thought this would have got shoved in a structure deck somewhere and I wouldn't have to think about it, but yeah, first edition's lowest $2. People have been buying these up, although not many above $1, yet its price is getting up there. So fun cards go brr, crazy things go brr, just things all over the market. What do you guys think of the Ghost from the Past pre-sales? Remember, code TheWhatsGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly. And if you're over on TCG Player, use that TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. You just click it, you start shopping, you support the channel. Whenever you check out using TCG Player, just start, or before you finish, use that link before you check out. I feel like there's so much going on in the market that it is crazy. I like the look of some of these pre-sales though, for sure. Let me know what's over, you know, way overpriced your expectations, like the Ghost Rares maybe, or what's way under your expectations, like I'm really liking the pre-sale for Decode Docker Heat Soul.